Welcome back to another episode of Psycosmos. Today I want to fill you in on my experience seeing the solar eclipse that was on April 8th. I know this video is probably a little late here, but we did a lot of traveling and we've had a lot of work that we've been doing. So lately has been very crazy for us here at Psycosmos. But if you are not familiar, my name is Coach Matt. I am a professional certified master spiritual life coach. We have a wide variety of different programs, courses, and books available. Go check us out on our website, teampsycosmos.org. We also have a ton of free stuff on there as well. And we just released a brand new ebook called Master Your Cycles or something along those lines. There's actually like 3 different titles for it, but it's about the Sacred Secretion Kundalini Advanced Master Guide. It will be on sale for a short period of time while it is launching. We've already had a ton of people buy it already. Go check it out. So real quick, just wanted to make a quick recap video on the eclipse and what we can expect. So it was so funny to see all of the videos leading up to April 8th. If you were unfamiliar, we did a workshop on April 1st to detail the eclipse. We're actually going to be releasing that as a course for purchase if you're interested. It was 4 hours long and it was with my good buddy Widows Miho, also known as the Gnostic Pope. You can go check him out on TikTok. But Widows Miho and I went in and did this 4-hour workshop. We had over 50 people join the Eclipse workshop. It was a phenomenal experience and a ton of people got a lot of productivity and positivity from it. Just so much positive energy was exuding from so many wonderful stories and questions and feedback about what they could expect for this eclipse season and what they were really looking to get out of life and everything else. It was just such a phenomenal experience to be able to share all this wisdom and information. And the biggest takeaway, the biggest key takeaway that we wanted to provide for people so that they could figure out how they wanted to approach the kind of tail end of this eclipse season with this eclipse in Aries was just to allow things to come to you naturally and opening up the next stage of your life, right? Especially for those cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn. If you have any of those 4 energies in any of your big 3, then this is going to be an incredibly transformative time for you. We're still in the eclipse period because a new moon, which is what this solar eclipse was on the April 8th, new moon energy lasts for roughly about 4 weeks, an entire lunar cycle, 28 or so days. So we're seeing the shifts as we are occurring here. Now, what was funny to see were all the people in the comments, not really on my videos. There were plenty, but you know, they were bots, just unconscious people really, or just bots that are programmed to spread fear and misinformation, because there are plenty of people who are in the elites and plenty of people who are in the religious zealous organizations that don't want people to partake in this energy. But there were so many people that said nothing happened. Nothing happened, nothing happened, and they were totally flat out wrong, which was the funniest thing I think to see. Nothing happened, nothing happened. Are you guys just not aware of what's going on in the Middle East right now? The biggest wartime conflict in the entire world right at this very moment in history, in this moment in time, on April 8th, the day of the eclipse, you had Iran and Israel almost coming to full nuclear fallout. I mean, Iran threatened to attack Israel, Israel threatened to attack Iran. Israel then made a proclamation and said that if America does not continue its funding, they were going to use nuclear weapons on the Iran and Iraqi areas. I mean, that's a pretty big freaking deal. Now, the thing to keep in mind is nothing necessarily has to happen on the new moon itself. And oftentimes things won't happen on a new moon. Why? Because new moons are very soft, docile energy. A lot of inhibitions are somewhat, I guess you could say, heightened, because people are more aware and more self-conscious and much more emotionally aware of themselves around new moons. Full moons, however, are a completely different story. Now, as of the recording of this video, it is before April 23rd, which is going to be a full moon in Scorpio. What we can expect to see is a lot of details surrounding secrets, a lot of details surrounding even information that could be coming out from the higher upper echelons of society. We also are going to see a lot of information that has to deal with the spirituality, possibly, you know, the occult, or new ways of thinking that are going to emerge with this full moon. And the fixed signs are going to be at the forefront of this. That would be Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius, which are, of course, the four faces of the vision of Ezekiel. They are the four corners on the Wheel of Fortune or the World Tarot cards. They're very, very important because they represent the epitome of the human body. I've explained this before, so I won't explain it again. But really interesting to see what we're going to be stepping into over these next couple of weeks. The next new moon cycle won't be until around, I think, probably around May 7th or 8th, I believe, is when we will have a new moon in the sign of Taurus. So that is a lot of financial shifts and changes. We also have April 20th, which has not happened yet as of the date of this recording, and that is the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. I will be doing a video on that probably after this one, so that video is going to come out actually before this one because I'm going to have that come out on the day of. But with that being said, I want you guys to really keep a positive, conscious awareness of the things that are going on around you. The next couple of weeks, there will be some tumultuous nature and environment surrounding the political world stage, the financial and economic world stage. I'm sure that the Bitcoin halving that we're going to have on the 20th with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is going to be a very interesting time to see what happens in the financial markets. Also, last night being the 18th of April, you guys can go fact check me on this, there were a lot of swirling rumors online about Iran and Israel having a contestation with each other. It seems like there's a lot of mystery behind it, but it appears there may have been a little bit of back and forth, potential drama. Could have even been bombing from what people were saying. It looked like there were some videos online that had surfaced. And then during that time, it was Robinhood said that they may be down for 24 hours, which is a trading service. And the market started to fluctuate a little bit. Oil went up like 5%, which is often indicative of like a wartime rumor. So I'm really heavily interested to see how this plays out over this upcoming weekend. Today is the 19th of April, by the way, when I'm filming this. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what exactly transpires with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in the sign of Taurus. We have not had that since 1941, which was World War II. And it's going to be really interesting to see this with the cryptocurrency craze. I'm actually going to, again, make a video about this next. But anyway, wanted to just share my thoughts on the eclipse as a whole, kind of all over the place right now in this video, because this eclipse is impacting so many different things. I was able to get into the path of totality with my good co-partner in crime, Coach Richard. And Coach Richard and I went all the way to the Illinois, Kentucky area. We watched the eclipse in the full path of totality. We watched the eclipse with no glasses. I want to make that perfectly clear for future reference for anybody who wants to view an eclipse. Now, to be very upfront and honest, we did not look at the eclipse too much before the moon had went over the sun. We did once the moon hit the full totality and the darkness had covered the land. We stared at that eclipse for a good solid 3 minutes straight. I broke away a couple of times to look for the Devil's Comet. I didn't see it. There wasn't a lot of cloudy forecast, but it was still not like the best viewing to try to see that comet. I was trying to look in the direction of where it was speculated to be, but I didn't really see it. Rich stared right at the eclipse for the full solid 3 minutes. I think I only broke away to look at it twice, just to like look at the surrounding area and sky. It was very beautiful. It was very inspiring. It is definitely understandable why people in the past would do human sacrifices and weird stuff during these eclipses, because they were probably freaking out. But with that being said, overall it was very beautiful. The last thing I'll mention is We noticed, Richard and I, Coach Rich and I noticed that when the moon obscured the sun at about the 90% mark, that is where we started kind of glimpsing up at the sun periodically to take a look at it. And as it got very dark, we noticed that there was an almost windmill-like shadowy effect that was sweeping across the whole land. Richard and I were up on a hill. We were overlooking a whole bunch of stuff, houses. There was an overpass. We were just in the middle of nowhere. It was beautiful. There was this beautiful scenery, but all across the land, you could see this shimmering shadow-like effect. And I'd never seen anything described that way before when it came to eclipses. It wasn't caused by clouds. It wasn't caused by anything other than the obscurity of the moon going in front of the sun. So that was really interesting, and if anybody has any more information on that, we'd really appreciate that, because it was really cool to see. It was this like wave-like energy that was kind of hitting the entirety of the land. It was very cool. The last thing I'll mention, and I say this with a heart full of love and absolutely no maliciousness. If you are the type of person who believes that it was planet Nibiru and not the moon, and you're believing the misinformation, I have been tracking the moon's coordinates and placements for about 5 years, every single day, straight. And I can tell you that it was in fact the moon that went in front of the sun, or whatever. It was the moon and the sun. It was not Planet X or Planet Nibiru. It was not the aliens. This is a very common occurrence. Please do not believe in the misinformation campaigns that are being spread around because of Project Bluebeam and the psyops that the world government want you to believe, because they are dumb. You're not dumb if you believe them. They are dumb. Don't believe them. That is all I have for you today. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're interested, please check out the links in the bio, the links down in the description. We have so much content, so much free content. We're coming out with courses. We're going to be having that Eclipse workshop posted as a course for purchase if you're interested. Again, we had over 50 people. The comments at the end of it were phenomenal. Everybody loved it. It was a great time to be had by all, and a lot of people learned a lot. It wasn't just about eclipses. We talked about CERN, cicadas, the 17-year-long cicada run that we're about to have here. We talked about the Devil's Comet. We talked about eclipses in mythology and spirituality. There's a lot that went into this 4-hour presentation, so if you really are interested, that will be available shortly. It's not up on the website yet because we're still trying to figure out how to do that. So if anybody wants to help us out with our website, please reach out, because we would really, really appreciate that. And then lastly, if you're interested in our Psycosmos life coaching program, unfortunately, we are pretty much filled up. We are running out of spots. I have now over 20 clients, and it has become very difficult to make content. I love all of my clients so very much, and they're wonderful, amazing people. I think I spread myself a little bit thin here, so if you are interested in working with us, Coach Richard and Coach Tyler are both available for you. They are also certified professional life coaches, spiritual life coaches, so if you are interested in working with them as well, please reach out to us. If you're interested in working with me, it is going to be a little bit more expensive, because my time has been run very, very scarce and spare, I guess, whichever word. It is such a privilege and an honor to be able to work with all of you guys. I love you so much, but at this point in time, I'm pretty much locked down. So if you are interested, we do have open spots available with Coach Richard and Coach Tyler. They teach the exact same ways that I teach. They're wonderful, amazing guys, and I've known them for over 20 years of my life, and I love them dearly. So go check us out. Go check out our online content. Go check out the free resources we have. We have free ebooks. We have courses on Udemy. We have guides. We're going to start slowly integrating from the Udemy courses onto our website, just because it's more profitable and it's easier for people to do it that way. So yeah, guys, we love you so very much. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.